To prove he was still youthful and energetic, the husband took a little blue pill and then pulled out a pair of handcuffs, locking his wife's wrists to the headboard, ready to try something wild and exciting, just like the younger crowd. But he got so worked up that before anything even began, he suddenly suffered a heart attack and died on the spot. At first, the wife thought he was just trying to mess with her, but once she realized something was seriously wrong, she panicked. Her hands were still cuffed. Desperately, she used her feet to drag his body toward her. No matter how loudly she screamed his name, there was no response. Terrified, she recoiled her legs, only for his body to roll off the bed and land on the floor. That's when true panic set in. She kicked and struggled with all her might, trying to break free from the cuffs. But the handcuffs were high quality. No matter how hard she fought, there was no escape. She began shouting her husband's name at the top of her lungs, but there was still no reply. Then, she noticed something horrifying. He was lying in a pool of blood. This time, the truth hit her. Her husband was dead. She screamed for help, but the cabin was in the middle of nowhere, several kilometers from the nearest person. Breaking down in tears, she couldn't understand how something like this could happen. Hours passed. Suddenly, she heard a sound from outside. Hope surged through her. Maybe someone had finally come to help, but to her shock, it wasn't a person who appeared. It was a wild dog. Drawn by the scent of blood, the dog slowly approached the husband's body. The woman screamed and shouted to scare it away, but the dog didn't flinch. Without hesitation, it began biting into the corpse. In a moment of desperation, the woman reached up and felt a book on the headboard. She grabbed it and hurled it at the dog with all her strength. It worked. The dog backed off from the body, but it didn't leave. Instead, it sat by the door, watching, waiting for another chance. The woman broke down in tears again, knowing that if she stayed trapped much longer, she too would become the dog's next meal. And then, the nightmare took a terrifying new turn.